Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is Big Al, baby, and I'm in the house. You better watch your mouth. This is my first official podcast video, and we're going to be talking about gateway, the things we allow in our lives. So stay tuned, and Big Al, I'll be right with you. It's Big Al, baby, and I'm in the house. You better watch your mouth. Welcome to my station. This is Big Al, baby. You know what? You know I'm in the house. And you know what you better do? You better watch your mouth. We're talking about gateway. What is a gateway? The gateway of our lives. We allow so many things, and there's so many things in our life that we allow that messes with our lives, that changes the way we think. Well, no matter what it is, it's through school, through government. But how are we allowed to manage those things in our lives? The gateway. The way that's open, a gate. A gate can protect your life. It's supposed to let people in and let people out. What are you allowing in your life that you're living with? I remember my mom. She used to say, hey, Alan, don't lay down with dogs. You get fleas. So what things we're allowing in our lives that's stunting our lives, that's stopping us from growth, the growth God promised us we can have if we put our trust in Him? Are we just saying, it is what it is? I don't like that saying, because we're saying that we cannot change things. Things cannot change in our life. We accept whatever's in our lives, and I don't like that. I remember when I allowed anger in my life for a season to dictate to me, am I an angry person? No, God didn't make us angry. God made us loving, caring individuals. But if I open that gate. You know, I didn't shut the gate enough. I didn't lock the gate enough, but I allow anger to come into my life. And when anger comes into your life, you know, there's only two things you have the choice for: to be pleasant, to deal with it, level-headed, or to be angry. You know, I went through that anger stage for a season where every little thing bothers you. I don't know if you're battling that anger. And you know, depression and you know, anger goes hand in hand. A lot of times when we're depressed and we don't know how to deal with things, we get angry. Mine was poverty. When I went through my stint of poverty, I would get angry because I felt like I was the only one in life that had that issue of poverty. No, there's a lot of people, but it's how you deal with poverty. Why was I in poverty? What's stopping me from going forward and being blessed in my life? I have to ask myself that. I learned to examine everything around me. So when my gateway was open and I allowed things in my life, I was like, why am I angry? Because I was in poverty. Okay, that's one thing, but how do I deal with that poverty? Why did I allow that gateway to open? Maybe I was mismanaging money, and I did. I mismanaged funds. Maybe you're mismanaging funds. Maybe someone hurt you. Sometimes, a lot of times in life, that happened to me too. You get hurt and you react to things. You react in such a way because you're hurt. I understand you've been hurt. I've been hurt a lot. I've been hurt so much in my life sometimes. That heart, you know, that heart hurt when it's really, really hurting. So you have to deal with that. And you know what? A lot of times it's a process. Life is such a process. And God allows us to go through a process in life a lot of times. And we have to ask God for grace and peace and mercy in our lives to deal with the hurt and pain. Because a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, a lot of anguish comes in our life. And sometimes we don't ask for it. I don't ask for a lot of things. I didn't ask for poverty, but poverty was there. You know, so it's how I embrace that. You know, and some things we just accept. Some people say, oh, maybe it's my color, or maybe it's my neighborhood, you know, and that's not true. I think it's just sin in our lives that happens. Things happen in life. And I have to ask myself, how do I deal with this? You know how I started to deal with the gateways in my life, things that's coming in my life, things that's connected in my life? I tell you what, some relationships I had to cut off. And you know, sometimes some people are not good for you. Some things are not good for you. So I have to ask myself, you know, what things are good for me in my life? I have to surround myself with good things, with good people. And as I surround myself with good people and good things, guess what? Good things are going to happen. Because if I don't surround myself with good things, then I don't surround myself in life with good things, guess what? The result end of it is bad things. So I have to say, hey, what is in my life? And I open that gateway. That gate is supposed to be shut and locked, baby. This is Big Al talking to you. That gate has to be locked. And you can't let everybody in your life. You can't let everything in your life. You can't do it. I'm telling you from Big Al's experience. I'm telling you from Big Al's perspective. You can't let everything in your life. You know, I love my dad dearly. And one thing I love about my dad, you know what he would not do? He would not let everybody in the house. And I used to say, why would my dad let everybody in the house? I always thought my dad was mean. But one thing about my dad, he was the protector. He was standing in the place where God has called him to stand in. You know, he was in that place as the man of the house, as the priest of his home, and he didn't allow my friends or anybody off the road just to come in. He kept that gate shut. The gateways of our lives. We have to be very careful what we let enter our lives, what we hear. That's a gateway, our ears. Our eyes is a gateway. So we have to say to ourselves, what is it in my life that I'm allowing to cripple me, allowing to stunt me? Maybe it's finances, maybe it's relationships. I know I had to cut a lot of relationships off, man. Sometimes people, you think people are for you and they're against you, man. They say, hey, baby, you know, they're happy with you. And then when you don't have what they need, they stab you in the back. I've been there. So I'm letting you know the gateways of life, you have to protect. You have to keep that gate locked. You have to examine, you know, if this is good for me or if this is bad for me. You have to ask yourself, you know, what is it in my life that's stopping me from growing? And we like to blame all other people. I know I did. When I went through my sin of anger, when I went through my sin of poverty, I said, you know what? That person did this to me. This person did that to me. No, it didn't do that to me. I allowed that gateway of my life to be open. And when you allow gateways to be open in your life, things just flood in your life. Things just come in, and if you can't manage that, and if you can't deal with certain things, they're going to overtake you. So why are you living with things you cannot manage, the things that's for you? It's not, it is what it is. You're settling. I don't want to settle. I want God to move in my life in a great way. So I want to be obedient to God. I want to say, God, I want to pray and say, God, you help me in my life to get better. It's all about getting better. Nobody reaches a plateau in life. You don't reach a plateau because it's all about getting better, baby. It's about getting better. And this is Big Al talking to you about getting better. It's about getting better. So watch your gateways. Watch the gateways in your life. Watch the gateway in your family's life, because there's a lot of things out there to take us out, to mess up our minds, to tell us we're not who we are. Yes, we are people of God, who God has created us to be. And we have to live, and we have to channel those things through God. We have to pray about everything, because if you don't pray about it, and if you don't believe it, you know, like they say, if you don't stand for something and believe something, you'll fall for everything. And I don't want to fall for everything. I want to stand and stand up for what is right and what is righteous in life. That's what I want to do. And I want to be there for people, because the reason I created this channel is to help people, to deal with people's issues like I have issues. You know, and I think together, collectively, we can solve certain things through prayer and through God, and bouncing things off of one another, because you don't live in this world by yourself, and you're not in it by yourself. You're not in it by yourself. And I'm letting you know, that's why I created this station. It's not just about me and what I need or what I want or my success. No, it's about you. Because I can sit back and eat potato chips and watch movies. I love doing that, by the way, man. I love sitting down, having my snacks, and forget about basketball, man. I love basketball, and I can sit back and watch basketball. I don't even have to be on YouTube and on this station. But I'm doing it for others. So I pray and I hope that when when you watch this station and when you tune in, that it would cause such a reaction in your life, such an effect in your life, that you would change, that you would say, you know what? I haven't been to church in a long time. I haven't prayed in a long time. What is it that's stunting my life? What is it about that gateway that I'm allowing in my life? The gateway of life, things that's coming into my life, things that's pushing me to the side. I feel like I'm going out of my mind. And I've been there too. I felt that one time that I was going out of my mind with so many pressures because I allow my gateways to be open. But thanks be to God, God kept my mind. He kept my body. He kept me healthy. I really believe God did that so I can speak to you. I don't know what you're going through or your situation, but the gateways, you have to keep them locked. You got to manage your life. You got to manage where you're at. You got to manage. It's all about management. And when you manage it and you maintain it, because God called us to be managers. He called the first man, Adam, to manage what he had. And God is calling us to manage. God is calling us to be who we are. And I really hope you really enjoyed this first episode of Big Al's life journey. The first official video of Big Al's life journey. Always remember, it's Big Al, baby, and I'm in the house. You better watch your mouth. See you next time.